Hi, this is Brian Crescenti, news editor with Polygon. I'm here with Richard Garriott, founder of Portalarium, and we're talking about Shroud of the Avatar.
Yes.
Which is your new thing. Now this started out, or has been talked a little bit about, as sort of the successor, the spiritual successor to Ultima Online.
That's definitely the way I think of it. You know, I'm lucky enough to be one of the very first people ever to develop games, much less role-playing games, starting in the 70s and through the 80s and 90s. I'm hoping that this is sort of another new evolution of what a role-playing game is like. You know, as much as I still love MMOs, you know, putting 10,000 people in the same map is really 10,000 strangers walking around the street. You don't really need them around you. And in fact, you really want to favor bumping into people you already know and friends. And so that's what we've structured. We've structured a game that is unlike an MMO, which is client-server usually. This is a game that's a full standalone game, technically. You can play it not connected to the internet and play it like a solo player game. However, if you are online, what I'll call ad hoc automatically matchmakes for you in real time into a multiplayer game. And so if anyone first that you know is playing, you'll see them walking around. If no one you know is online, it'll pick someone who has some common interest with you. And if we can't find any of those, we'll actually put some strangers in and around you so that you get a chance to meet other people and make friends.
Have you considered yet how many people, because of the system you're using, how many people can get into one encounter at one time?
We have, and we think we can handle you know, tens of people, but we don't think we have a need to handle hundreds, and we definitely couldn't handle thousands with the way we're approaching it. But I think that's enough to give you the richness of encounter that we're trying to do with this story.
So it sounds like some of that idea is driven by perhaps a desire for you to have more storytelling going on from the player's perspective. Like, I know the game's going to have its own story.
Right.
But would it be fair to say that you're hoping that players through this system will then be able to sort of create their own story?
Exactly. So what I think this system helps solve is if you go to a solo player game, it's very easy to have a linear story told by the designers. If you go to an MMO, you have exclusively player-built stories, but it's very hard to have any really relevant linear story that people are following concurrently. By creating a game that is really this outdoor travel map, you might consider it, and individual scenarios, very well-defined, handcrafted scenarios, it means we can create some that are quite linear storytelling. We can create some that are more open-ended and allow players to really discover and build their own.
Ultima Online came out during a time sort of invented the notion of a successful MMO. MMOs now are not succeeding. They are, in fact, destroying companies. There are several companies that have gone out of business creating MMOs.
Some recent ones that have cost a couple $100 million to create and then buried the company.
So why do that? Are you worried that this could cost you a company?
No, because we're specifically not making an MMO. There's a flood of free-to-play MMOs out there now, a lot coming in from Asia, for example. A lot of them are very beautiful. If you look just at the art and their feature set, they are at least competitive with World of Warcraft. On the other hand, when you sit down to play it, first thing you got to do is make a bunch of decisions that you're not well prepared to make. What class are you going to be? Well, it's permanent. I've never played the game, never seen it. Why are you making me decide now? You got to decide how I look. I got to put my eyebrows, eye color, all this stuff, spend an hour creating my character, because again, you may not be able to go back and do it again. Finally, after 30 minutes to an hour, you're going to sit down and play the game, and yep, sure enough, there's the guys with their explanations over their head that you go get on the quest lines for. There's the shopkeeper, there's the weapons guy, there's the magic guy. And after 2 hours, you realize, I've invested 2 hours of my life to determine that this is the same old stuff again.
Do you think an MMO can survive, or do you think this is the evolution that they all have to go the direction you're going now?
That's a good question. I would, I'm sure some will wait and see if we succeed gloriously or fall on our faces. But I think fundamentally, making sure the player has the game experience within the first minutes through a trial version that doesn't force them to make permanent decisions up front that take 30 minutes, I think is inevitable. Everybody has to do it. Anybody that wants to succeed with a role-playing game, I think, has to do that.